All right, all right, all right, all right, all right, all right, all right. What is good? What is good? What is good, beautiful people? Of course, you know who I be. Good Doc, Dr. Mike TV. Back again, once again. You should already know by now. Doc is poised to drop. And it's a classic in the making. If this is by far your first time to the Dr. Mike TV experience, make sure you subscribe, make sure you notify, make sure you do all the good things to make yourself well versed in the good doc's content. All my good stuff shall be listed in the link in the description area below. Wow. Wow, wow. All right, official time check, ladies and gentlemen, 8:35 in the PM. 7:30. I mean, repping for the East Coast. I'm sorry, 7:35 Central, 5:35 for everybody repping that West Coast. Of course, of course, of course. 8:35 a.m. Philippine Standard Time. Wherever you guys are reporting in the world today, maraming salamat sa lahat, and thank you guys for joining the Good Doc on this live stream today. I've been doing a lot of soul searching, been doing a lot of inner thoughts, just, having conversations with myself because y'all know I'm crazy. And, it baffles me to think that if you come from somewhat of a first world country, if you're from the United States and or from European countries where women are a lot more sexually liberated, and every now and again you might find yourself with, hooking up with beautiful women and you kind of feel as though it ain't really cost you a lot. Maybe you met her at the bar, you got her a drink or some shit, and you're betting her on the same night or whatever it may be. It baffles me that a lot of guys tend to believe that the exact same thing is going to happen for themselves abroad, or it's more specifically in a place like the Philippines. It baffles me to think that foreigners come to the Philippines thinking that the PUNAN is basically going to be handed to them for free. It baffles me to think that a foreigner is going to come to a foreign country with the idea that they're the foreigner and they're, XYZ, B's knees, you know what it is. And that pretty much all the women are going to flock to them, all the women are going to come to them, and they're going to be able to sleep with any woman that they want to relatively at no cost. I have never in my life, throughout all the experiences in the Philippines or whatever, thought that hooking up with somebody would be free. Okay? I don't know where foreigners get the idea that Filipinos are naturally going to fall at their feet when they touch down, and all these women are going to be just coming at you with all different directions and stuff, like just because they can't wait to be with somebody like you. It just baffles me that a lot of guys have this thought. Now, I've talked about it before in prior videos, prior live streams and stuff like that. So this is not a conversation that is new for me. But it kills me to see that you still have some foreigners coming to a place like the Philippines and still believing that women are naturally going to just throw themselves at them. Case in point, the video with the black guy that I happened to come across that was shared on my boy Mike's channel, Mike's Philippines Journey, the video reaction that he did. And I was kind of listening to the things that he was saying in the video, shaking my head at every single word. But, he kind of, it seemed as though he had the thought that, women should be lucky that I'm even paying them attention. And rightfully so. I mean, I do agree with that. I mean, as a foreigner, I do believe that you do have options and, that you can be with any woman that you want to, as long as you act right, act accordingly, etc. But it baffled me to hear him say that, because it's almost as if he believed that all women should just be flocking to him and, just waiting for him to, pick them or be pick-me's or whatever you want to call it. And when it didn't happen, or when he perceived or thought that it did happen, he found himself in a very peculiar predicament, right? He finds himself on the streets, right? You get a place for somebody, pay for the place, and then they kick you out of that place. Now you have no place to stay. Guess what, ladies and gentlemen? That is a rude awakening cup check, if you ask me. But I can't imagine a foreigner coming to a foreign country and believing that these women are just going to give it up to you for free, right? Now, we have a large group of individuals. Now, I'm going to tread lightly on my words with this one because, again, everybody's thought processes and philosophies and things like that will always be different, right? But you have certain groups of men, your SYSBMs, your Save Yourself Black men, and also people who follow more of a red pill mindset. And, and I'm not saying this applies to all, but you do have a group of men that'll be like, I'm not paying for pussy, right? Let's just go ahead and say it for what it is. I'm not paying for the PUNAN at all. I refuse to. I'm not coming out of pocket. She should be happy she's sleeping with me. And I understand that mindset. But at some point, I'm trying to figure out, how do you believe a situation is going to transpire between you and a particular young lady if you're not coming out of pocket for anything? You're not paying for anything. It just, and I think about it, and you can have the best mouthpiece on God's green earth, man. You could be blessed with the mouthpiece of the gods. I'm talking about, you could be popping off at the mouth and you can spit the best game that, best thing since peaches and cream. You can have the mouthpiece, and everybody should come through with the ability to be able to communicate. That's what mouthpiece is to me, the ability to be able to communicate. But if you come into the country and you think that your words are going to get you laid, they get you in the door, they get you right up to the PUNAN. But if you think you're not going to come out of pocket for nothing, now I'm at a position where I'm trying to think, how do you think a situation is naturally going to transpire, right? Like my man Robert says, whether you put gas in the car, take a taxi, pay for food, get drinks, we're all paying. Granted, you're not coming out of pocket saying, look, baby girl, I'm giving you this money so that we can transact the way that we need to transact, blah, say, blah, whoop, do. Granted, you're not coming out of pocket saying specifically that. It's just hard to believe that you are a grown-ass man and you actually think that you're not going to have to pay for pussy when you go abroad. In any capacity. It blows my mind that you're not going to pay for dinner, that you're not going to even treat them to a Jollibee meal and stuff like that. I don't know, man. I don't know. It blows my mind to think that there are some foreigners out there that actually believe that the PUNAN is free. Now, I am under the assumption that within the first few seconds of meeting you, a young lady, Filipina or not, will know if she will sleep with you or not. I do believe that. I do believe that within the first few seconds of meeting you, she'll know if she'll give it up to you or not. It's true. My wife don't believe me. She don't believe it. I believe she knows she gonna give it to you or not. Right? Within the conversation. Yeah, I mean, I'm not talking about you and me because we're different, of course. We're above that. But I'm just saying, a female probably knows within the first 5 seconds if you're attractive enough for her to be able to give it up to you. I believe it. Right? And the reason I believe that is because if she ain't ran away from you, if she hasn't turned away from the conversation and you're able to keep her attention, chances are you can take that attention to the next level, right? But it kills me to believe that there are some foreigners out there that believe, oh, man, these girls should be paying me, right? These girls should be doing this for me. You're the first world guy, right? You're the guy coming to the country with the dollars, with the feta, you know what I'm saying? So to think that a Filipina is actually just going to let you slide for the free, I just can't see it happening. Because like we talked about before, ladies and gentlemen, ain't no way in this world that anything in life is free. Especially the company of a young lady, right? I just can't see it, all right? But that's just me, and I'm here to hear what you guys got to say about it. Because I watch videos about guys talking about how they got scammed by females. First of all, how they got scammed out of their money. And like I said, 99.9% of the time when they get scammed, guess who's scamming them? It's the females. And then you hear them tell their story. Oh, this girl was nice to me and she was being all fresh with me. She was rubbing up on me. She was talking to me and she was having fun with me and she was laughing at all of my jokes and shit. And I felt like I was on cloud 9. Right? But all of the flattery words, oh, you're so guapo, you're so handsome, and all of that shit is going to your head now. You're thinking this girl genuinely loves you. And I mean, well, genuinely likes you. She's probably told you already that she loves you, probably within a conversation, right? So you're automatically thinking, yo, this girl is gonna give me the goodies, right? I can promise you this. Within a 24-hour period, if any Filipina comes on that strong to you, my gents, if any Filipina comes on that strong to you in the beginning, within a 24-hour period, expect her to start asking you for the cash. No doubt in my mind. Within a 24 hour, I don't even give it 24 hours. I give it the next 5 texts, right? I give it the next few texts. She's going to come at you talking about, oh, babe, I got a problem. Oh, babe, can you help me? This, that, and the other. And then the money talk starts, right? So even if she's saying all of these nice things to you, unfortunately, I'm the type of guy, I don't believe that shit. I'm the type of guy, if you being real nice to me, and I don't really know you like that, and you really hit me with flowery words, oh, you're so guapo, you so handsome, I'm gonna ask you, what do you want? It's like dead ass. I'm not even gonna continue the conversation because I'm under the assumption, yo, she's gonna ask me for money eventually, right? Unfortunately, in my mind, when I was in the dating realm before I settled down and shit, every girl that would ever be not that nice to me, I always wonder what the fuck she want. Every girl that even talked to me, or every girl that I even had conversation with, the first thing that comes to mind is, when is she gonna ask me for money? Not if, but when is she gonna ask me for something? Because again, I know for a fact, nothing like that, female wise, especially in abroad countries, nothing is ever free. Now, let me say this. Now, this is something that has been proven to be true. I am not the only foreigner that has experienced this or witnessed this. You can put your hand, I will put my hands on a stack of Bibles and swear to this because this does happen. Yes, in the beginning of some relationships, you might be the one fronting the money, but if the girl has a job and she's doing things, please believe, don't think for one second that she's not willing to come out of pocket and pay for you to do shit too. If she's got a job and she's able to do it, please believe on everything that I love. If your woman cares for you as much as she does, she'll take care of you. She'll do the best that she can to take care of you. She'll buy you shit because she wants you to have it, because she loves you and all that stuff. So that stuff does happen. But it's hard for me to believe that when in any beginning of a relationship, first of all, you can expect it for free because you're going to have to pay for it anyways. And it blows my mind that foreigners in any capacity have the audacity to believe that it's just meant for you and that this country, Philippines more specifically, is open for you guys to come through and run through like it was before. And I hate to say this and I hate to bring it up, but let's go ahead and let me throw this out there. Even during the old school times when you had a lot of military guys out there on Clark, Pampanga, and the Cebu, Subic Bay area and stuff like that. You think those guys were getting it for free? No, they were all paying. Everybody was paying. Everybody was paying. So I don't know what makes you think in 2022 that you're the foreigner going to come to the Philippines and the pussy's just going to fall in your lap. I just don't know what makes a foreigner think that. And again, a lot of this comes from listening to conversation of other guys and how they hold themselves in such high regard and put themselves on a high horse with the audacity to believe that they can come to the country and everything's just going to fall in their lap. It blows my mind. I'm not saying that over time, once you develop a way, you're going to come out of pocket and pay as much as you did in the beginning. I kind of feel like over time, you'll just start paying a little bit less because you'll know your way around the country. You'll know how to travel around a little bit with the rides and stuff. You'll know the cheap locations to be able to buy drinks and have food and stuff like that. So it's going to cost you a little bit less in the long term once you start to understand where the good locations are. But it blows my mind to believe that a guy actually thinks that the PUNAN in a place like the Philippines is actually free. I don't know how you guys feel. I'm getting to the comments in a minute. I see we got about 15 of you beautiful people in the building. Appreciate y'all rocking with the good doc. Y'all know the rules, man. Y'all make sure y'all can rest, molest, and de-stress yourself all over that like button. It wants it, it needs it, most definitely has to have it. If you guys want to support in any capacity, please feel free to do so. But like I said, I'm happy and blessed y'all choose come through. Spend a little bit of time with the boy today. Now and then, let's go ahead and get back to business. Shout out to my brother Robert. He said, no matter where you are, it is never free. Yes, you may not pay as much as you do in the beginning over time, but there is nothing in life for me personally, especially the PUNAN, that is free, right? You can sit there and try to convince me as much as you want to. I just don't see it, all right? My man Beach Bone, what's up with you, bro? Appreciate you coming through. JX, what's up with you, bro? He said, salute all foreigners are Casanovas. You didn't know that? Oh, yeah. Everybody's a Casanova. Everybody's the pimp of all pimps and shit until they're not. Or until their ass is on the street and they're trying to figure out, how did I let this girl play me? Right? And it's so funny to me. This is the fucking funniest thing I hear all the time. Right? I love you guys. Right? I want you to understand this when I tell you this, because I want you to hear me when I say it, because it comes from a very, very sincere place. Okay? Gentlemen, listen to me. I love y'all. And my channel is catered specifically more so to gentlemen, but overall, I try to make sure that I'm an all-inclusive type of audience. I love y'all. And everything I do for you. Entertainment, education, whatever you want to call what I do on YouTube. But it blows my mind when I hear shit or hear guys talking, yeah, man, I'm going to come to the Philippines, bro. I'm going to have all these girls and stuff, man. I'm going to kill it, yo. I'm going to have the time of my life, yo. Check me out. First Filipina, as soon as you touch down, you talk about wifing her up. And you might be like, dog, man, that ain't me, bro. It ain't you. But let me tell you what you do. If you're not thinking about wifing her up, like her so much, or you give a lot of your time and attention, right? You're speaking this pep talk, right? Like you're gonna have a buku, just bushel of bitches, right? Like you really believe all these hoes just gonna come to you, right? Before you go there, right? Because everybody's telling you, oh man, Philippines, man, all these girls want all foreigners and shit right there. So you think you're gonna have you a nice little lineup and shit, right? You think you Gucci. You think everybody gonna want to be on your jock the minute you step off the plane. And then you messaging me a couple of days later talking about, yo, man, I was talking to this girl, man. I like this girl. This girl was cool, man. She was sweet and all this shit. And then she asked me for money, or, you know, she took me for what I had, or, you know, she said she got a problem and an issue and she asked me to help her to fix it. Right now, I'm thinking to myself, we've told you guys these stories before, right? You know, sometimes you're going to come across some people that do not have your best interest at heart. You're going to come across some people who are out there to do bad things to you, scam you. It's just the way that it is. The sweet talk, all that good shit. Yeah, it sounds good in the beginning. All the flowery words I told you, man, that shit gonna have you on cloud nine. And the thing that makes it more fucked up is the fact that when we're in a place like the United States and our home countries, we're maybe not treated as best as we think that we should be, right? So when you go to a foreign country and stuff, and you hear all these beautiful, beautiful, petite, payat, thin Filipinas speaking all of this good job to you, all of a sudden it's like, oh shit, these bitches want me, right? So you willing to give almost everything that you have to keep the good times rolling, to keep the good comments coming. But before you was there, you was talking a gang of shit about how you was gonna bag all the girls in the Philippines. But the first one that talked to you is the one you try to settle down with, or the one that you give your time and extra energy to. And I'm not against it. I think you guys should focus on finding good women to be around, not just trying to sleep your way through the Philippines. I think that's pointless. I do. I think it's fucking pointless to sleep your way through the Philippines. Why? It sounds good in theory. I understand. It sounds fantastic in theory. Yo, man, I'm going to have me like 20 girls, bro. I'm going to have me a girl for every day of the week, man. Sounds good in theory, but trust me, coming from somebody who has seen somebody try it, you know, not always the best. But, you know, everybody believes they're Casanova. Everybody believes they're the pimp of all pimps until what? You meet the right one. And trust me, the right one to have you fucking wondering where you came from and what you was doing with your life. I see it happen to the best of them, right? You have all these guys with the red pill talk, man, with all the, you know, respect for all of my gentlemen who represent that particular sector, but all these dudes with the red pill talk. I knew a dude that was hardcore with the philosophies. That motherfucker came to the Philippines and damn near lost his mind. You know what I'm saying? He falling in love with girls and stuff, falling in love with bar girls of all. I can't get into it, man, because I don't know if you're trying to convince yourself. I don't know if it's just you trying to convince yourself that you about that life or you about that action, or if you just believe you are and it just didn't work out. I don't know. Help me help y'all, because I've seen a lot of guys who believe they are the Casanova of all Casanovas, and they got the mouthpiece that will just have girls falling for them at every turn. I just don't see that being accurate, especially if you think it's going to be free. That's all I'm saying. He said you can pay her now or pay her later. Sometimes if you believe in the upfront consistency, of the process, Completely up to you, Bahalaka. If you believe a pay-for-play works better for y'all than anybody else, I can't tell you what to do with your life. Robert, you were right. The individual we were talking about earlier, that dude was on one, and he was definitely delusional, right? Because the way he was talking, I don't think my man was with us, right? He was not all there. Believe you me, homie, he was not all there. He says, ask her, did she know right away? Oh, my wife? Nah, I'm not gonna ask her that. She gonna try to play coy, but I don't think she'll answer that question. She's actually in the bedroom. But I ain't gonna go back there and ask her. But the wife, she gonna sit there and look at me crazy. But come on now, look at this beautiful fucking flame. Look at this face, man. Look at his face. Look at his face. Fucking $1 million smile. The dimples, bruh. I know my strengths. I am not the prettiest motherfucker alive. I got that. Some people don't like black guys at all. Right? But I got 3 things that a lot of people don't have. Nah, I'm playing. Y'all, everybody's got it. It's just you got to bring it out within yourself. All right. Self-worth and all that shit. 3 things I got. I got personality. I can make you laugh. Right? I can say some fancy shit, make you laugh. I got the smile and I got my dimples. Those are the 3 things that have gotten me. She ain't listening right now, but has gotten me laid more than anything in this world. My personality, my smile, and my dimples. Other than that, man, everything's kind of been kosher. And I know how to maximize my strengths. Now, have I been able to get it for free? I wouldn't say that, but I've definitely found a way to not be charged like the rest of these other dudes have. But that's another story for a different day, right? I'm married, man. I can't be talking about that shit. But y'all know, if you know, then you know. It's the best way for me to tell you. If you know, then you know. Shout out to my man, Mr. Diaz. What's up with you, bro? CJ, he says you pay up front or you pay later. Either way, right? Because here's the factoid that I want to drop on you guys, because this is something that has happened to a lot of foreigners too, right? I don't know what it is about some thought processes of some Filipinas and whatnot, but how can I say this? Let me get my words right. Okay. This has happened to some people before and they don't know how to react to it, right? Sometimes the Filipino will ask you up front. If it's a text message, they'll tell you if they have a problem, issue, or concern, right? They'll text you for money or whatever it may be. Whatever the situation is, they'll come up with it. They'll ask, right? But sometimes they won't ask until after the act, right? Sometimes they will not ask until after the act of. Basically, you guys consummating whatever the fuck kind of relationship you want to call it. Sometimes they won't ask you until it's done, right? So now you're in a position where you're like, oh shit, how do I react to this? Because, she trusted me enough, and this is how I think, man. You trusted me enough to be able to allow me to be with you in a moment or whatever fuck you want to call it. You know what I'm saying? But some guys would be like, no, I ain't going to give it to you. Now, by saying no, a lot of you guys don't understand the type of door that you're opening up for yourself. She can say whatever she wants to. Right? Oh my God, he touched me inappropriately. Oh my God, he tried to force himself onto me. Y'all don't see that being a logical situation that you might have to deal with. By not giving the money after the consent or the sexual act of could cause more problems than you would ever know, right? You're thinking, oh, it was free. It was, oh my gosh, he just wanted to sleep with me because I'm the best thing since peaches and cream, right? Some people think that. But then when she sleep with you, and then she asks you after, you don't know how to react. So it's kind of like you don't want to give the money because you felt like, oh, I thought you loved me. But then again, she may be asking, oh, can I get my fare home or whatever it may be? And a lot of you guys are, not wanting to pay up. So sometimes it happens after the fact too. And when it does, a lot of foreigners don't know how to act. I say just give her what she asked for. Now, as long as it's within reason, right? I mean, if she just asks for you to get some fare home, because usually they ain't going to ask you no outlandish shit. I mean, because after you already slept with her, you pretty much, if you did it right, you kind of already own her mind at the very least, right? She's going to probably continue to come back without, because if she didn't ask you until after, in my personal opinion, she's kind of just like, I wanted to give it to you to trust you with it. Now I'm going to see if you're the type of person that's willing to help me in a time of concerns. Because like I said, sometimes it comes after. It doesn't always come before. And how you guys handle situations after that, I do believe that really does show her a little bit about who you are as an individual. If you're an asshole or whatever it may be, or if you're a stand-up guy, whatever it may be, but you got to know what numbers work best for you. She might say, oh my God, I need X amount. Say, look, baby, all I got is this, right? Give her whatever you got in your pocket or some shit, but that's a different, like I said, a different story for a different thing. But again, it works differently for now. It works differently for different people. He says, hey, Mike, I really like your voice. It's nice and cute. I appreciate it. Do you know how to rap? Yes, I am the best rapper in 2005, right? I dropped my mixtape. Maybe I'll let you guys hear my mixtape from 2005. Yo, I actually should post that on YouTube. Yeah, I might. If you guys really want to hear me rap, I'll post my mixtape from 2005. Yeah, man, that was high school, bro. I was the best one ever. He said, I could just imagine you rapping with your voice. He said, you're reminding me of some old school hip hop artists or rappers. You know what's funny about me, though? To tell you the truth, I did not curse when I rapped. Like back in the day when I used to write them down and shit like that, I didn't curse. So you will hear me force myself not to say curse words in my raps and shit. But eventually, if I feel like dropping it, if you guys ask me enough, I might play one of my favorite songs of all time, man. I'll upload it for you guys on YouTube. Hopefully it's not copywritten because I don't own the beat, but we'll see. Even if I'll just like not monetize it or whatever, so there's no issues. He says, do you know how to rap and can you sing? Singing? Absolutely not. I am horrible, but I'll rap my ass off, right? I will rap my ass off. Matter of fact, me and my brother, we got a YouTube channel. Maybe I'll share it with you guys later. We'll see. He says the cheapest route and the short-term route is to get a bar girl. They only make 15 to 19. Damn, bro, you got it down to a science. 15.58. I would say anywhere between $15 and $20. The expensive route and the long-term route is to get a woman with a degree or a job, fun or love. That is the question. What do you really want out of life? I don't know, man. I'm just here to have the conversation. I'm not here to tell you how to act or what to do with what you got. My wife says no, she didn't believe that she wanted to sleep with the boy when she first saw me. Okay. Look at her. See, you can't see her smiling over there. Look at her giggling and shit. You can't see her giggling over there, but she was actually scared of me. Actually, yeah, she was scared of me. She wouldn't have thought that she wanted to sleep with me because she was scared of me. I'm a big black guy, right? Big black guy. You know what I'm saying? But it's all good. Nah, you probably wouldn't have because we were just classmates and we really didn't talk then. Anyways, long story short, she'll say no, but y'all know you know me. It's all good. I'll be fucking with it. Don't worry about it. My man says I felt secondhand embarrassment. I couldn't watch the video of the black guy. What happened to him? I don't know, man, because it didn't look like nobody was out there trying to help him. I tell you that. And JX, you are 100% correct. I was embarrassed to see it too, bro. I was shaking my fucking head. I was like, bruh, ain't no way he out here fucking doing that shit. I was mad too. I was a little bit in my feelings, right? I'm like, bruh, come on, man. And he just kept talking and talking and talking and talking. And every time he said something, it felt as if my brother was digging himself into a deeper hole. I couldn't deal with him. He says if you listen to him, he was trying to talk like a but his girl took his money. Robert, that's the funniest thing I've ever heard in my life. This dude swear he was smooth with it though, didn't he? He swear he was smooth with it. He swear he was smooth with it. Oh my God. Oh, this brother swear he was smooth with it. I can't with y'all. But yeah, it was rough. D Charles, give me a second, bro. I'll get you the link to the video. I'm gonna find it and I'm gonna post it in the chat for you guys real quick. But yeah, we got 18 in the building, man. Appreciate all 18 of you guys locking in with the good doc. You know the rules. If you haven't already, y'all make sure y'all drop y'all like. Make sure y'all caress, molest, and distress yourself all over that like button. It wants it, it needs it, most definitely has to have it. If you guys want to support in any capacity, please feel free to do so. But of course, I am happy and blessed y'all choose to come through. Spend a little bit of time with the boy today. Nayan Din. Let's go ahead and get back to business. As usual, I'm trying to post a clip, y'all. Give me a second. I don't know why this thing it does not want to post. Give me a second. I'm gonna get it. Bruh, why you don't want to open it? It does not want to share the link. I'm sorry, y'all. If you go to Mike's channel, Mike's Philippines Journey, he did a reaction video of it, and you'll see the dude in his thumbnail. It's a dude, black dude. I think it's like his third video, maybe his fourth video in his collection. If you look backwards, it's like 3 or 4 videos ago. You'll see it there. Because that's where I was originally introduced to it as well. The dude, the black dude we're talking about. It's over there. He did a reaction video. Mike did. Mike's Philippines Journey. If you check it out, he'll tell you. It was rough. It was a rough one to watch. I'll tell you that. My man says, when I was at the airport, there was an American with coveralls on and a garbage bag full of clothes. He either got robbed, lost everything, or came over here that way. Can you imagine if he came over to the Philippines that way, though? Can you imagine if he came to the Philippines that way? There are times in my life when I'm embarrassed to be a foreigner. I mean, I'm happy to be where I'm from, y'all. I'm Black American and I'll never change that shit. But sometimes when you see the shit that other people do, like my man Jay says, secondhand embarrassment is a real thing. Secondhand embarrassment is a real thing. So my man says the video you posted, you disagree. There's a lot of foreigners living in poverty in the provinces, just not on video. If I remember correctly, correct me if I'm wrong on this one, but when I made the video, I said something to the effect of, when it comes down to these videos, like the videos that we're seeing right now about homeless foreigners, it's always coming from Angeles City. So yeah, like I said, I did say that it could happen in Davao, it could happen in Cebu. These are just the places you're not seeing it at. But it blows my mind to believe that Angeles City is like the bona fide, glorified place where you hear about a lot of foreigners going broke and living in poverty. I'm not saying that it doesn't happen in provinces or other small areas or small city areas as well. Even somebody in the comment section of the video, I think, dropped some knowledge on some Dumingetti videos that I'm not familiar with or haven't been exposed to. So I'm not saying that it only happens in Angeles City. It just seems like every time I come around, there's always homeless, broke expat living on the street in Angeles City. I mean, if I was y'all, man, I would not want to glorify a city like that in that light. That's all I'm saying. Because I don't genuinely see the benefit of, talking about it from that perspective and seeing a lot of guys going to that country or going to that particular part of the Philippines and getting messed up or getting into trouble or getting into stuff like that. It's just different. I don't know. He says, Doc, he said, we need a live or a video of what hotels or Airbnbs to stay at. See, that's the thing, though. It would be dope to be able to do that for you, but a lot of foreigners aren't traveling to the same areas. Like for me, when I was in Cebu, I wasn't exposed to a lot of the Airbnb or places like that. The place that we stayed at was kind of like an apartheid hotel. So I can only speak of the hotels that I've stayed at, right? So if you're going to like Iloilo or Aslab or Cebu City or places like that, where I personally haven't stayed in any of the hotels there, it's going to be hard for me to make a video on that because I never stayed there, right? So I can't give you my own personal perspective, on those particular hotels and stuff. How do you go broke in a foreign country? That is $1 million question, sir. I would say it would all start with a man allowing himself to be finessed by a young lady or a lady boy or whatever. That's usually where it starts. I can't imagine, and that's a great question because for me, I guess living there for as long as I did and knowing the stuff that I know, it's just hard for me to imagine a guy going broke wherein you're giving up all the money and control that you have to somebody. That's genuinely what happens, right? You're giving up control, finances to somebody that you don't know. Maybe this person convinced you to buy a house a lot. Maybe this person convinced you to rent this place out for a significant period of time and it took your money or a lot of your money, and then she kicks you out of the place and she ends up staying there because her name's on it. You know, I guess there's a multitude of different ways that foreigners can go broke in the Philippines, but you know, the one way that foreigners go broke and you don't know it until you see it is when it creeps up on you. A lot of people don't take this into consideration, but I'm that dude, right? If you're not careful with how you spend your money or how you control your finances in the Philippines, you can't go broke. Like if you're under the assumption, yeah, 1,000 pesos is only $20, man, that ain't shit. Yeah, you will likely go broke quickly because you're going to probably eat out all the time. You're going to probably spend $20 per meal living like you would in the United States. I think that's how a lot of foreigners initially go broke. If women are not involved in you know, going through your finances, if it's not necessarily just women, it's the taxi cabs, the Ubers, the the foods, eating out every night and all of that stuff, it tends to catch up to a lot of foreigners. That's one of the ways that I've actually known a lot of foreigners to go broke, or it'll get to the point where their finances are so stretched and the money's not coming in faster than they spending that shit that they don't know what to do. Usually you'll never hear about my military guys usually going broke. I don't really think I've heard of too many of those guys. It can happen. But for me, it's kind of like if you have a pension or you got money coming in every month, it's hard for me to believe that you're going to go broke or you're broke at the end of every month unless you spend that money frivolously to the point where you know that money is going to continue to come back whether you spend it or not, right? That's kind of the only way that I would see a guy going broke if it's not just female related, right? You're spending money like you would in the United States. And, you guys know you don't have to do that shit. My man says, have you heard of Bootyloo and Cebu? The name sounds familiar. Never went there, though. Sorry. 99.9% of the time, women is definitely how guys go broke. He said, just because you're in a new place doesn't mean you lose your vices. I believe that in the Philippines, your vices are amplified. I believe your vices are amplified in a place like the Philippines. I made a video about this a while back, too. If you drink or if you smoke, and we're just talking about the basic of vices, right? If you drink or if you smoke, because of how cheap it is in the Philippines, I kind of feel like it will enhance your vices, right? You can get your Ginebra gin, your shit like that, and it's pretty fucking cheap, like 50 pesos, 70 pesos for like a fifth. Something, I might be wrong on the prices, but we'll say 100 pesos for like a fifth, 150, $3 for a fifth. And you can down that shit. If you are a drunk, it is not gonna help you, right? If you smoke, people are selling Lucy's, the loose cigarettes at these sorry stores for like 3 pesos. Man, I can't even imagine. What is that? A couple pennies at best? That's just for a single one. I think a pack might cost you 50, 60, 70 pesos or something for a pack of cigarettes and shit. So you start to understand that because of how cheap things are in the Philippines, it could definitely enhance your vices. And, if you're a type of guy that drinks during the day and you're in the bar 99.9% of the time, where you wake up 9 o'clock in the morning, 10 o'clock in the morning, first thing you do is go down to your nearest bar and grab you a drink. Yeah, that's a problem, right? If you are addicted to the ladies, if you realize that dealing with bar girls is your way of life, right? First thing in the morning, you go down to your local pub where you got your freelancers and you pick you up one. And then before you go to bed, you pick you up another one. I don't know about how you guys negotiate your prices. I'm not in your head and I don't know how you spend. But yeah, man, if you got a vice for women, trust me, all that shit adds up. It might be cheaper than it is in the United States. Might be cheaper than it is in your European country or wherever you're coming from. But ultimately, it all adds up. All right. So that's just the way I like to think about it. Your vices don't run. They are always there. If you had it bad in the United States, chances are when you get to a place like the Philippines, it's gonna get worse. Right? I see 20 of us in the building. If you guys haven't dropped your like, please make sure you drop that like. Like I said, if you want to support, man, y'all feel free to do so. But like I said, I'm happy and blessed, y'all. Politic with the good doc tonight. All right. Talking about guys who come to the Philippines thinking that everything is meant to be free for them. And then when that reality hits and it ain't free. Yeah, big problems, big dog, big problems. I find it interesting when foreigners post videos of going broke Not in Angeles. No, not in Angeles City. Nobody feels sorry for them, but other cities they do fundraisers. Really? Hmm. That's wild. Hmm. I've seen some foreigners go broke in like Manila, and because it's close to the embassy or some shit, they okay, never mind. Let me back up. I think I know what you're saying because I had to think about it for a second. If you're talking about how you hear about expats going broke in other cities and then people who post videos about them do what they can to raise money for them, I see that too. I see that too, and it's weird. It's crazy, but it's weird. I respect it. But yeah, you don't hear about a lot of people doing or having that same type of energy towards people in Angeles City. Any foreigner who goes homeless or broke, it's kind of like they're just there to make a video about them and they keep it pushing. Could be the mentality, it could be the energy of the people who are making these videos. Like I said, not everybody has your best interest at heart. Sometimes you might throw them 1,000 pesos or some shit and think that you're doing them a solid. Yo, do this video for me, bro. I'm gonna throw you 1,000 or some shit, and you really very rarely hear about them following up, right? Coming back to them, seeing how they're doing what they can to get out. But sometimes though, what I noticed about a lot of people, sometimes they're in that situation, but if you try to help them to like get back out of the Philippines or something like that, they will refuse that help. They'll take the money, but they'll stay exactly in the Philippines. Ain't nobody trying to go back home. I've had people make videos, or I've seen people make videos where they try to get people help to get them back to their home country and shit. And then guess what happens? They take that money and they still continue to stay in the Philippines. Why? Because all they're going to do is still partake in their vices and things of that nature. Now, I kind of feel like in that regard, with the Angeles City video foreigners and nobody helping them, I kind of feel like they don't feel sorry for them because likely they spent all their money on Walking Street. That is usually the general thought process with a lot of foreigners who watch these videos. Just another foreigner consumed by Walking Street, just another foreigner consumed by these bar girls, just another foreigner consumed by, whatever's going on in the city, right? So I guess with Cebu and other areas, granted, they can still partake in the same vices, dealing with women and shit like that, or going broke, dealing with females or whatnot. I kind of feel like there may be a little bit more sympathy for them. And I don't know how or why it is that way or how it correlates, but maybe because it's in a place where the bar scene is not the main scene. I guess I'll say it like that, even though that may not be the best way to address it. That's the way I'm thinking. Because the bar scene is not the main scene in these particular areas, maybe to an extent, they don't necessarily, see it that way. Or they will be more likely to help them because maybe they have an expectation or a thought that, yo, if I do help this person, or I do send money to this person, or I do set up a fundraiser for this person, the likelihood of him spending the money on girls and stuff like that, or running back to Walking Street, we'll say, if it's for a foreigner that's in like Angeles City or something, the chances of them running back to Walking Street and having it happen all over again, more likely to happen than probably in an area like Cebu. Again, I'm not trying to justify it because, again, you can go broke in any city and it'll probably be at the hands of a young lady 99% of the time, or your vices. So like I said, I ain't going to justify it because I can't. But, fundraisers for foreigners in Angeles City, far less likely than if, in other areas. I don't know, man. YouTubers in Angeles City, man. Whenever y'all go there, y'all funny as hell. I ain't go cap. It's Walking Street or nothing. Walking Street or bus. Show me some good foods, but it's Walking Street or bus. You said there's one in Dumaguete. What? Somebody doing a fundraiser for some broke foreigners? My man Ellis Dell, what's up? He says I got a sugar mama, so it's free. Yet somehow I feel like I'm in handcuffs. Oh yeah, man. You that's your wife now. She don't wipe you up. Don't worry about it, man. I ain't mad at you having a sugar mama. I think every man should have one. Young lady that gonna pay for you to do shit. But trust me, she pays for you, she owns you, right? Think about it. I kind of feel like the same rules apply. If you got you a sugar mama that's paying for you to do all this shit and letting you live off of her dime, she owns you. Because a lot of foreigners, let's keep it a buck, a lot of foreigners believe that if they're taking care of and paying for a female, they own that female too, right? So I guess the same rules apply. It's just a little bit free on your end. And you know, your young lady is, or your older young lady is probably like, yo, I own that ass. You know what I'm saying? She said that's hers and she ain't letting it up. I don't know what to tell you, big dog. But you know, like I said, if it's free, I ain't tripping. I doubt you'll be able to go anywhere by yourself. If she paying for it, no, sir. No. I'm sure there are plenty of homeless people in Vegas, bro. I haven't been to Vegas in a while, but I don't even want to go back like that. I know my boy Robert's over there, but I ain't trying to go back to Vegas like that. I think there are a couple of people out there that raise funds to help foreigners get out of bad situations. I think that's an admirable thing to do as long as it comes from the right place. But sometimes people do it just for the charity work for their YouTube channels. All right. Sometimes you got some people who do it, you know, for the charity work for their channel. Look at me. Look at me helping this foreigner get out of a bad situation. Am I not a good guy? Am I not the best guy on YouTube? Follow and subscribe. Look at me. I gave some street children some food. I gave some street children this. I did this for this and I did that. Sometimes when it's on the camera, we have to sometimes think about the genuine quality of why they made the video in the first place. Is it from a genuine place? Because I think the real ones don't necessarily record it, right? I get it though, because you're gonna get plenty of hits and views. Look, I am not gonna shit on you for doing what you need to do to get views. But you know, is it coming from a genuine place or is it strictly for you to get the views? Are we 100% sure that, you know, the efforts that you guys are doing to help certain people out in the community or even the foreigner guy, are we sure that the money that you're raising is going towards that cause and that cause alone? Are you taking a little bit off the top? I don't know, man. I don't know. But everybody got different reasons for doing what they do. Doc don't stand in the way. It's just, it is what it is, man. Yo, 18 in the building, man. Drop your like if you haven't dropped your like already. Oh, anyways. Shout out to my brother Joseph. What's up, man? He says, do you think we should just wait until we get there to meet a Filipina and forget about talking to them online? I think online is good practice. You just can't commit yourself to anything. That's all it is. I do believe that talking to a few Filipinas online is good practice, right? Get you an idea, and you know, you never let them know when you're officially coming. You know, make sure that you have enough time for yourself because you're likely going to have these young ladies trying to spend a lot of their time with you, trying to meet you at the airport. You know, we've talked about that before, and taking up all of your free time in the Philippines. They won't let you go anywhere by yourself and all of that stuff. If you meet them online and you let them meet you at the airport and stuff, chances are you're not going to get your free time or your me time. Best way for me to put it. I've never been against talking to girls online. Never been against it, right? I don't see anything wrong with it as long as you don't consider yourself committed. I think you're good, right? Because I will tell you this, and it's happened more often than not. Sometimes guys meet girls online and it just works, right? Sometimes it happens and it just works. Very rare does it happen, but sometimes it does happen, right? But what I've noticed is if a lot of guys come to the Philippines, first thing, guess what's going to happen? 100%. You're going to look around and you're going to look at all them beautiful, beautiful women looking at you. And you're over here looking at the girl that you chose to be with. And unfortunately, if you're the type of guy that, yo, you say, damn, that girl over there look way better than who I'm with. Guess what? You're going to have the wandering eye and it's not going to do you any favors, right? So for me, online is good for the conversation, good for the practice. And if you choose to meet these people in person, like I said, you do it at your own time. You do it when you want to, but don't commit yourself to it, to anything. So if you want to wait till you just get there, you know, talk it out with a couple of them when you get here, you know, meet them in person and that works best for you. Hey, do your thing, bro. I ain't against it. But I will say I see nothing wrong. Just me, my opinion only. I see nothing wrong with online not relationships. Let me stop. Online situationships, as long as you don't commit yourself to anything until you touch down. Mainly because if she lied to you, you're gonna want out, and it's gonna be hard to get out if she's fucking following you everywhere that you are. Right? Everywhere you are. She's in your hotel room. She know where you stay at. She gonna be at your room every single day if she's not staying with you. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. My man says only going with bar girl lifestyle does have benefits if you are a person who don't want relationships or being alone. Yes, there are some perks. I guess there are some perks to just going to the bar to bar girl by bar girl basis. There are some perks to it. And let's keep it a buck. If you are a rich guy, and I'm not just saying rich, like, oh my God, millionaire, but if you are a guy who, like I said, is career focused and you just ain't looking for somebody and you just want to smash and have fun because you just don't have time to sit around and get to know somebody. Because trust me, it is painstaking, back-breaking, fucking annoyance sometimes just trying to get to know somebody, just trying to get to know a Filipina. God damn, it's like pulling teeth sometimes, right? Going through the process, getting to know her, asking her about her family, asking about this, asking about that. When genuinely, most of y'all just want to get laid anyways, right? But you have to play the role, right? You got to play the part. Oh my God, tell me about your family. What's your mom like? Where's your province from? Do you have a sister? Do you have a brother? Where'd you go to school at? Oh, you didn't go to school? What are your dreams and aspirations? When you have to ask these weird questions just to get to know somebody to ultimately get to the goal of probably intimate relationships, it can be a painstaking process. If you don't want to go through all of that, like I said, being with bar girls or sleeping with girls that are willing to sleep with you for money, does have its perks, right? Sometimes what I've learned is you don't know what they thinking until you ask. Like sometimes it doesn't necessarily have to be you resorting to going to just bar girls and bar girls alone. There are probably some normal Filipinas out there that don't partake in that particular industry within the country that would probably still give it up to you for a price. Not saying, but I'm saying. I'm not saying it's all of them, of course not. But you never know until you ask, right? Now, don't be surprised if she comes at you talking about, oh, you're so bolero, which means you're lying, sino naling, which means you're lying, or they'll say, oh, you're so bastos, right? Which means you're rude or some shit. Don't be surprised if you hear a lot of that with your honesty. But, to an extent, you don't know what their mind is or what they're thinking until you ask. Now, I wouldn't say, hey, girl, if you want to sleep with me, I'll pay you for it. I wouldn't come at it like that. Right. But if you want to see how she feels about intimate relations with you, but you're not trying to go through the process of getting to know them, hey, see where her head is in reference to, that particular activity. Like I said, sexual liberation amongst Filipinas is a real thing. Yes, it's a conservative country, but goddamn it, if you're going to sit here and tell me that them women ain't sexually liberated, you are not on the right channel, right? Because I'm not going to lie to you about that. Shout out to my man Myron. What's up, man? He says, Mike, I've heard another YouTuber suggest Cebu or Manila for first timers and then maybe Davao after. What do you think? Davao first and foremost. I'm lying. Let me stop. Davao's a great place. I like Davao. Davao's very slow paced, right? Very slow paced, really smooth, easy to adjust to, right? I love Davao lifestyle. That's me. I'm Davao to my core. I lived in Davao for 10 years. That is my home in the Philippines. Even in Manila, I'm like, yo, when the fuck can I get back to Davao? Even when we were in Cebu, I'm like, yeah, Cebu is cool, but when are we getting back to Davao? That's me. That's me. That's who I am because I'm Davao to my core. And you can ask my audience since day one, I have been ride or die for Davao. So for me, I always encourage foreigners to check out Davao, right? If not, check out Cebu. Cebu's not bad. Manila's not horrible. It's not the greatest, but it's not horrible either. There's a lot of things in close proximity. It's just a lot of traffic and stuff you got to deal with. But for me, I'm strictly Davao. And I'll tell you that Davao is a place that I recommend for all first-time foreigners. That's me, right? And the reason I say it is because, like I said, slow-paced lifestyle. You know, you can really get into a groove, a routine, or something like that. And once you get there and you see how badass them Dabawengas is, them Filipino women in Davao. Right. And like my young lady said, you're not really worried about getting robbed or held up or anything like that. Because trust me, the Dutertes do not play. Right. A lot of people may get on me talking about, oh my God, you are the Duterte fan or whatever. I just lived in Davao for 10 years of my life, where that man was mayor for all damn near 10 years of my life. And that's the only place where I ever felt comfortable enough to walk around at 11 or 12 o'clock at night and not feel like I'm about to get robbed by somebody or feel like I got to look over my shoulder. Davao City safe as fuck. Bruh, there are security guards on every corner in the heart of downtown area, right? You know, your MPs, your military police, you know, your regular police, they're there. Now, let me say this because I feel like, oh my God, Doc's over here talking about we can walk around anywhere in Davao and we're good to go. Slow your roll, right? There are some, you know, certain places outside of the city area where I'm like, yo, you might want to just chill, right? You won't fall back on that. But for the most part, the Davao City area, in its essence, we're talking about Davao City, not Davao region. Let me make sure I say that abundantly clear. The city area, it's safe as fuck. It truly is, right? And I recommend it, man. I think you guys will have a good time there. Like I said, slow paced as hell, but it's meaningful. I like it. I think a lot of foreigners will get a lot out of it. You know, you just gotta open yourself up to the activities and shit. It's pretty cool place. He said, I'm not gonna self-snitch on myself, but it ain't that hard to get some over here, no matter which city you go to. If you look like you're in your 20s and 30s, that's a mall in Cebu is the best spot. Oh yeah. Oh, please believe. It's not hard. It's not hard at all. Good conversation. Like I said, man, you know, and you can go a multitude of different directions with good conversation. And like I said, me and also Mike from, you know, my man Mike, we've talked about this even as a live stream together once before. It's not that hard. It sucks that all foreigners tend to always go for the lower socioeconomic types of Filipinas. It seems like everybody goes for the Filipinas that are going through hard times. You can have good times with Filipinas who are doing good for themselves. It's very rare that you hear about foreigners dealing with Filipinos who have jobs, who are going to school or whatever it is. It's just so hard for a lot of people to wrap their head around, getting with a Filipino or talking to Filipinos that have something going for themselves. Everybody tends to go for the young ladies that are hard up on their luck. That just seems to be who they go for or who they're talking to. And because they're talking to them, hey, I can help. And then we talk about foreigners going broke because they try to help. Your kind-heartedness and all that shit, it starts to become an issue. But when you're dealing with a young lady that has something going for herself, or she's at least trying to do something, I'd rather deal with a young lady who's trying to do something or about something than trying to find somebody who's just looking for a come up. And you'll know them when you see them. It ain't all of them, but you know, sometimes it is what it is. He says, starting my countdown to my flight, but what about stability and internet and power in Davao? Do we still have rolling blackouts during the summertime?
Yeah, during summertime.
Okay, so during summertime, guys, as far as Davao is concerned, they do have rolling blackouts. Sometimes summertime. It's only during the summer. Yeah, like I said, I had to talk to the wife about it because I just wanted to make sure I clarified that during the summer months, they usually have the rolling blackouts. It's out for a period of time, couple hours, 3 hours. Yeah, it's interesting, but they do have rolling blackouts in the Davao region. So, internet to me has always been pretty good. Sky cable internet. I mean, that's what we use. PLDT sucks ass, but it's another story for another day. But I mean, I kind of feel like you wouldn't go through anything in the Davao region that you wouldn't go through in the Cebu area or something like that. I mean, I think every part of the Philippines during the summer months has rolling blackouts because, like my wife said, man, everybody's running their AC, everybody's running, you know, their whatever it is, everybody's running at the exact same time. So
no, but Davao is
Yes, our blackouts are only during summer times.
Or like there's a storm and shit.
Storms in summertime. Most places have them year round. Eh, something to think about. Shout out to my boy Wayne Johnson. What's good? Does Cebu really have the best beaches? Yeah. Yeah, they do. They do. I think so. I think Cebu has the best beaches. I haven't seen them all. It's just that water in Iloilo, man. I've never seen water that crystal blue in my life. So yeah. And then you could do the whale shark swimming in Oslo, wherever you call that shit. The whale. I mean, sky's the limit, bro. A lot of things popping in Cebu, especially in the beach life. So, you got a lot of people who will say, yo, man, go to what's the place? God dang. Boracay, or go to what's the place? Puerto Princesa. The fuck is that? Palawan. There you go. Palawan or Boracay or some shit. But I think Cebu is definitely a place that a lot of people don't talk about. And I get it, when it comes to the beach places, Boracay, Cebu. Boracay and Palawan always at the top of people's list, but I think Cebu probably has some of the better beaches in the region. No doubt in my mind. In the country. He said, does Davao have a red light district? Bro, wow. It's a red, bro. Poor Davao. I say no, man. Don't even red light district in Davao. No, sir. It's a pretty sad. It's a red light street. My wife says it's not a district. It's just a red light street. It's bad, y'all. Hey, the red light district.
In that one area.
Yeah, over there near Bangko Centro ng Filipinas. Yeah, literally. I did a video on this one time, a long time ago. I remember the video. It was horrible, right? I call it the yellow light district because there was nothing going on. I'm telling you, man, all the women line up around Bangko Centro ng Filipinas. It's in Davao. It's basically the central bank of the Philippines in the Davao region. That's where all the girls hang out. If you're looking to pick somebody up, that's it. That's it. It's like, it's a waste of your time. I'm sorry. It's very bad. Central Bank. Bro, Central Bank of the Philippines is known for the hoes that you can get at night. And it's sad. So no, don't come to Davao thinking, and I think that's one of the beautiful things about Davao to me. It really does force you guys to really talk to women that don't partake in said activity. It forces you to deal with other types of women other than bar girls, because the bar, oh my God, don't even try to find you a good bar in Davao, bro. It's a waste of your time. I'm sure there's probably a couple, but they're all like holes in the wall, man. There's nothing like upscale or elite, probably like you'll find a place like, Angeli's and shit. So the bar scene in Davao is basically obsolete. There's nothing going on. There's no bar scene, really. There's no red light district. And I know that turns a lot of people off. And don't hurt my feelings at all, because that just means the real ones that can survive in Davao, they know, right? The ones who know about Davao, and it's not really known for a red light district, man, for sure. My man Wayne says he loves Davao. He said his wife is going to come from Davao. Hey, man, I'm glad you are speaking that into existence, sir, because Davao's, in my opinion, one of the best places to find you a good woman. Don't shoot the messenger. Do not shoot the messenger. He said, was it easy for you guys to shop for clothing for yourself? I'm not a big, but I'm tall. I would say bring your clothes with you, bro. There's not a lot of big and tall stores at all. For me, it wasn't hard to find clothes to fit me. But again, I'm not tall, right? And I think that my natural size, Philippine size, is probably like a 2X or something like that, XL, 2X or something. If I bought them in Philippine sizes, I'm like a large, I guess. So it wasn't hard for me to shop. But if you're a taller guy, you're going to find it hard to find shirts that fit you only because you're taller than, your average. So I would say bring all your clothes with you. You might be able to get you some white tees and shit, and that's pretty much all you genuinely need. When you're walking around the country, you don't really need to be stylish in the Philippines or anything like that. So it should be all right. My man says, I agree with you, Doc, about the women being sexually liberated here. He said, I can't talk about And even though I want to, don't worry about it, man. Keep all your comments to yourself, sir. We're gonna try to keep you alive over there. But yeah, man, the sexual liberation of Filipinas. If you don't know, I'm telling you right now. Don't let this whole conservative country shit fool you. Hey, man, everybody need love, bro. Everybody trying to get it in, and it's not as hard to get it in as a lot of people may think. All right, shout out to my boy Jamal. What's up with you, bro? He said I'm not about the rolling blackouts. I did that in Haiti. Davao was a no-go. Come on, man. Ain't that bad. Trust me. You're gonna find it anywhere. The wife lets you know the rolling blackouts in Davao City only usually happen from March to June. Rest of the year is good. Power barely goes out except during a really, really strong storm. It's not that bad, y'all. It really isn't. You barely notice the shit. Like, if you're out and about, it's not that bad. Not that bad. All right. Shout out to my boy, Mr. Smith. He says, I have to bring all of my clothes. It's much better quality. Anyways, yeah, Philippine quality clothes ain't the greatest. Like I said, I was kind of stuck there for years on end. So me shopping in the United States was kind of a no-go. So I kind of had to make do with what I had. So, yeah, that's it, y'all. If you guys have any comments, questions, or concerns, hey, let me know before I go ahead and clock out. 18 of you guys in the building, man. Appreciate y'all locking in. If you have not dropped your like, Doc would highly appreciate that. Y'all make sure y'all can rest, relax, and distress yourself. Over that like button. Wants it, needs it, most definitely has to happen. Again, you guys want to support, you feel like the good doc really satisfied the palate tonight, please feel free to do so. But like I said, happy and blessed y'all choose to come through, spend a little bit of time with the boy today. Now and then. All right, ladies and gentlemen, probably time for my official shout outs before I go and get to getting. I'll read a couple more comments before I bounce, and then I'll leave you with my little monologue at the end. I'll let y'all go on about your business. He said Philippines would have more digital nomads if they fix the power issue. Probably. They'd probably, yeah, the infrastructure definitely needs work in reference to the internet. I agree. In Davao, I never really had too many issues with my internet, but I would say that, to an extent, if they did correct it or fix it or, do something about it, it would attract far more people, for sure. Myra, you saw my old ass video? Yeah, man, the yellow light district was horrible, wasn't it? It was not the same. Yo, Davao red light district, horrible as fuck, man. I wouldn't recommend you come to there to go there, okay? Don't come to Davao looking for a red light district. It's sad. This shit was horrible. And them bitches was old looking too, bro. No, sir. No, sir. Anyways, yo, I appreciate y'all locking in, man. You guys have been a great audience, man. To all of my silent partners in the background, right? To all of my silent partners, the ones that just sit in the background, just listen to the good doc talk is nonsense. I appreciate y'all locking in, man. You guys help this channel out more than you guys will ever know. So I appreciate you more than you will ever know. Right? So I appreciate y'all. That's why y'all are referred to as my silent partners. All right? To those that participate in the chat, those that keep the good doc on his toes, the ones that, ask me the questions, participate with the comments, and, keep me, on point and keep me talking about the topic at hand. I appreciate y'all. Y'all know that. I shouldn't have to say that, but I feel like you guys deserve your appreciation. All right? Let's see. JX. Will I ever do AC videos? I don't know how many of you guys have ever been with me long enough to hear me say this, but all of my OGs know what will happen if the good doc starts posting AC videos. I'm going to give you about a minute. So all of my OGs, the ones that have been following the good doc for a long time, I say this in live streams all the time. But if you really know me, if I start posting Angeles City videos, what did I tell you would happen? I doubt you'll remember what. Only people who really pay attention to me and my thoughts on AC and shit. I'll let y'all say that if the good doc ever starts posting Angeles City video, what did I tell you would happen to my channel? What did I tell you? I just want to see if somebody's going to guess it before I say it. Exactly. The good doc is officially retired if I have to resort to Angeles City videos. If you see me on Walking Street, consider that my swan song. Consider that my going away party. Okay, the doc is officially exiting YouTube. There you go. That's my exit plan. The good doc is done. I say that all the time, and I say that to all my subscribers. If you see me posting videos in AC, I'm officially finished. I'm ending it. AC is my final swan song. It's my final goodbye. It's my exit plan. It's my sayonara. And maybe Marcus will officially start his own channel, but we're going to keep Marcus under wraps. Y'all know what it is. But yeah, man, I'm done with YouTube if I start posting AC videos. Like, I'm usually winding down. And I say that to be funny, but I say that to be real. That's like my exit plan. Like, that's my way of saying goodbye to YouTube. If I start doing Angeles City videos. You catch me in AC, it's a tough. I have literally said, you know what? This is my time to go ahead and call it. I'm calling a spade a spade. I've done all that I wanted to do on YouTube, and it's time for me to go. So I'm going to set the tone for you, and I'm going to set the visual for you right now so that you know exactly what's going to happen when the good doc starts posting those AC videos, right? I'm going to be on Walking Street, right? I'm going to have the camera pan around, and I'm going to start showing all the visuals of what's going on Walking Street. I'm probably outside of some random bar or some shit, and I'm going to turn the camera to myself, and I'm going to say goodbye. I'm going to be tearful. I'm going to be humbled. I'm going to be happy, but I'm going to be done, y'all. I'm going to chuck the deuces, and I'm going to sign off like I've been signing off since day one. The good doc is officially out. At least Nako. Paalam, which means I am going now for the last time. All right? And I'm good, man. Fade to black, bro. I'm going to put Finn, F-I-N at the end, and I'm calling a spade, bro. I'll probably have my best editing in a video ever one of those last couple of videos. Mr. Diaz, that's it, bro. That's why if you ever see me doing AC videos, I have reached the lowest of the lows, man. That means I can no longer find a way to entertain you guys or no longer find topics interesting enough to keep me making videos. Fly to AC, do my swan song, right? That means I have reached the lowest I possibly can go. And I'm resorting on my last video to hit 80,000 views with my little AC videos and shit, and I'm done. That's life, right? He said it's a place for there's a lot of old heads over there, man. Not the best ones either. But anyways, yo, if I do AC videos, man, that's my swan song to you guys. All right. That means I can no longer entertain you to the best of my abilities. Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna let you rock, man. It's a little late. Not really, but it's late enough for me. I'm done. Maybe I'll come up with a video for you guys tomorrow. We could peep game at some videos and talk about a topic or whatever. But, ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate you locking in. But y'all know what time it is. Time for me to go and get to getting. So, with that being said, the good doc is officially out. At least Nako. Which means I am going now. Bye-bye. As always, love you guys. Sincerely do. Makita mabuhay. Peace.